With just 1 week away from release, I just want to give you guys my expectations for the Indigo Disk DLC for Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. We just had the final DLC trailer drop. With it, we did have a lot of new information, new scenes, just new information in general. So I just wanted to talk about what I didn't see in the DLC that I expect to see or be spoken about when the games do come out. This is not any spoilers or any leaks. It's just speculation on my part from all the information that has been in the game since the Teal Mask that we know are coming. So with that, if you guys do enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like, comment if you think if you agree with me or you have some other ideas of your own, and also subscribe so you don't miss any other Pokemon uploads. With that, let's get into the first expectation with the upcoming DLC. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the Paradox Entei and Terrakion. I know a lot of us were expecting to see that in the final trailer here, but it looks like they might be saving it for either, Terra raid battles whenever they release those, because Walking Wake and Iron Leaves did come out via raid battles just before the Teal Mask, if I remember correctly. So they might do something like that maybe next year to start the new year off. They might have Terra raids with we're gonna call them, for example, I will say shout out to Terra Tube. I've been watching his videos and stuff like that. There is some leaked information, data mine information, so he was speculating about some names, and one of the names I personally came up with and also commented in his chat when I watched this video is Iron Boulder for Terrakion. And for Entei, I'm not sure what Entei would be. I'm betting my money that Terrakion will be called Iron Boulder, and I know what Paradox Entei begins with a G, but I don't know. The common guess right now is Gouging Flame, but we'll see what their names are officially. But for this video, Gouging Flame and Iron Boulder. So they didn't show any footage, no kind of hint of their existence or anything like that. But according to the data mine that has all the Pokédex entries in it, essentially there are some spaces in between. If you're talking about alphabetically speaking, there's spaces in between that support the theory of these two Pokemon or paradoxes existing. So those things really do exist, but they're not showing us anything. So my expectation is that after a month or two after, I don't want to say 2 months, I think that'll be too long, but maybe a month after the DLC launch, we'll be getting these two as Terra Raid Pokemon, and we'll be able to try and catch them that way, similar to Walking Wake and Iron Leaves, because Raging Bolt and Iron Crown look like they're encounters in the DLC of Indigo Disk. So these two, how we get them or when we see them, I think it's via the Terra Raid battles. You guys let me know what you guys think on that one in the comments below. So the second expectation I have is that we'll definitely be seeing a new evolution to Dripplin. So Dripplin is the new evolution of the little dragon apples line, essentially the sticky apple. If you guys didn't know, it came out with the Teal Mask, and I think it's supposed to be Kieran's signature Pokemon. And we do see that Kieran has a whole new look in the Indigo Disk DLC, and with that we all expect him to have stronger and new Pokemon. And there's also some evidence that Dripplin does evolve, but we just haven't seen its evolution yet. It also can use the Eviolite properly, so it's pretty much proving that Dripplin definitely has a third Evo, and we're gonna see that in the Indigo Disk DLC. Now, according to some rumors, it will be a Hydra-like dragon, because keep in mind, even though it looks like a fruit, it's a grass dragon type, if I remember correctly. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but the Dripplin line is dragon, part dragon type, so it becoming a Hydra isn't bad. I know I saw Riddlerku tweeting about that, so it definitely is gonna get a new Evo. My guess is that it's going to be a bug dragon type, because let's talk about it. You know the story of, or the depiction in media of like apples having worms in them. That's pretty much what Dripplin is, and a worm is a bug. So it becoming a Hydra dragon bug type would be pretty awesome. We don't really have, if we have dragon bug types, we don't have much. I'm gonna keep it real. So it'd be nice to have a typing combo like that because we don't really have much of those. And I'm just curious to see how strong it would be. Now, opposed, like expecting what the design would look like, I genuinely would not have a clue. But I do expect to see this guy at some point in the DLC. You guys let me know what you guys think it's gonna look like in the comments below. Alright, so my third expectation, which I think everybody is familiar with this one, is to see the third form of Terapagos. Now in the trailer, we did get to see a little bit of the process before the third transformation. Once again, Raikou was making riddles on Twitter that Terapagos has 3 different forms. We've only seen the base form, which is the little baby one, and then we've seen Big Terapagos, which is the one with the shell, with all the types around it. But then it terastalizes, and it changes again. We haven't seen that form yet. I know some people was expected to see it in the trailer, but let's keep it real. Why would they show that? I was not expecting to see that in the trailer, and we didn't. We got to see the glimpse of it before it fully transformed. With which I wanted to make mention is like, when you look at the, let's call it the multicolor type, the rainbow typing, the 19 type, right? When you get it and you have the option to terastalize into that type, if we can see that it's all colors of the rainbow, but also we do see the Terra symbol in the middle of it. Something I just realized. I'm not sure if anybody else seen it or talked about it, but I just realized all that. That's a really cool detail. I really like that design. But with that, because pretty much what third form Terapagos is supposed to look like is Heath's drawing. Now, it can be way different because we've seen with Iron Leaves and the Walking Wake, the way Heath's drawings look in his book isn't like 100% accurate. Granted, there is multiple, it's the whole Paradox Beast and Iron Swords of Justice. It's like all of them combined, kind of. I think that's the theory that we in the community have come up with. But it's also like, can we really say that the drawing he has of Terapagos in the third form is completely accurate to what it's going to look like in game? So pretty much what I'm trying to say is that we really don't know what third form Terapagos look like. The only thing we really have to go off of is the Heath drawing in the book, Violet or Scarlet book. And we've seen from the past his drawings aren't 100% accurate all the time. When he takes the pictures of the Paradox, not Donphan, is it? Yeah, Donphan. Those are accurate because they're like pictures. They're not really drawings. But his drawings do have a bit of discrepancy sometimes. So it's going to be interesting to see what third form Terapagos really ends up looking like, is all I'm saying. We know it's a big turtle and it's going to be over like a globe type thing. Could be over a globe type thing. What that globe thing is, we really don't know. But I'm really excited to see what third form Terapagos would look like. Or will look like, excuse me. You guys let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So my fourth expectation is to see the Dokutaro Peach. Now if you guys don't know, a lot of Pokemon, Pokemon is made in Japan, so a lot of the Pokemon are inspired by folklore from Japan. Even Terapagos to some degree is based off a Japanese tale of this turtle that like lives in the sea, like a world turtle, something like that. Don't quote me, I haven't been studying up on the folklore, but pretty much Terapagos is loosely based so far as we know, because we don't know the full story of Terapagos in game yet, but it's loosely based off a Japanese tale. So there's also this Dokutaro tale of this guy or this young boy that pretty much befriends is it a dog, peasant, and monkey? So pretty much that's what the loyal 3 are: dog, peasant, and monkey. And pretty much, go and defeats an ogre with it, Ogerpon. So pretty much the Teal Mask is based off of that pretty loosely, because Ogerpon in this case didn't do anything wrong. But we do notice that the loyal 3 have like these purple scarf chains around them. That is very, 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 very like ominous. It's very, a key design choice with all of their designs. They all have this thing around their necks, and they're all poison types, and their ability is toxic chain. So essentially it's a toxic chain, right? Even when you see the cutscene talking about the story of Ogerpon, there is a fourth entity in there, but they have it pretty much hidden away. But people, data mine, go through the files of the game, and we are able to see what it looks like. And it's like a little weird fruit shape, Everybody just calls it a peach. It's a weird fruit shape thing. And also the lady at the peachy stand, she has like a plushie of it on there. So it's like this forgotten fourth character that plays a role in the whole Loyal 3 Ogre Pond story. So even when Kieran, you know, goes to the shrine and punches the shrine, there's like purple energy emitting. So the common theory in the community right now is that Kieran is possessed by this Dokutaro Peach, because when he felt that, you know, I would say grief of having his friend, his first friend really, besides his sister. Now, I don't know if you could really consider Carmine his friend, but the first person he really befriends betrays him. So the feeling of grief and negativity he felt might have attracted the Dokutaro to possess him. I guess outside of a person, it looks like that Peach, but once, you know, it's able to be absorbed into a person or have a, you know, I forgot the word with parasites. What do you call it? Not victim, but like host. There you go. Once it gets a host, you know, it becomes a part of you for a little bit until it's, you know, probably expelled. Let's put it that way. So we do not have any official confirmation outside of like Riddler Coo saying some stuff, but we don't have any real. They never really said, the official Pokemon company has never really put anything in the trailers. Nothing. The most they did is just have it in the cutscene for the backstory, and that's literally it. We don't have any other info regarding the Dokutaro Peach. So people were hoping to see that in the trailer as well, but they didn't show that either. I do think that they potentially can have a third DLC dedicated to the origin story and figuring out what that Dokutaro thing is. Because also in the files that were data mined, we do have a, you know, you guys go to the pool at the very top of, you know, Kitakami. You know, Karma even tells you that people are able to see ghosts up there, which is kind of freaky. And apparently the lady that works at Peachy's, the little shop, she's apparently sus. So a lot of people are also assuming that she's a zombie and maybe is being controlled by Dokutaro. So we really don't know. But the next thing I expect from this DLC is to give us some kind of our first real direct clue that a Dokutaro exists. Whether it's whenever Kieran, you know, snaps out of his, you know, crazy state and we see something get expelled from his body, like a purple entity or something, or we get a next DLC after this DLC, or a free update which dives into the story of the Dokutaro thing and stuff like that. I'm really going on about this because this is the most interesting thing about this entire DLC season, is that we've never heard, we don't even have an official name for this thing. We just got Dokutaro Peach because, you know, the story that's based off of, because, you know, the child from Japanese folklore fed them like peaches to befriend them. So in this case, the peach can be bad, and the peach could be used to, like, you know, befriend them and use them for evil things. You know, we don't know what kind of twist Pokemon would put on it, but that's pretty much the story with that Dokutaro Peach. It's really going to be hard to pinpoint exactly, if we're being honest here. We can speculate all day, but they could do whatever they want with that story. Shoots, that Dokutaro thing probably don't even exist. We really don't know. It could be a metaphor for something. You don't know, but a lot of us don't think Pokemon's going to, like, think that deeply into it. But you guys let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Lastly, this is the last thing I expect to see or get some kind of information on while playing the Indigo Disk DLC, and that is the hints for the next region. So we already know that Pokemon does a lot of hinting when it comes to the next games, remakes, any type of stuff. They like to put little hints in the games. Like for Alola example, I remember getting the strange souvenir and it did look like a tiki, and then we ended up going to Hawaii. In this case, Alola, which is based off Hawaii, in the next games. Even the you know, legendaries, the 4 legendaries, the Tapus are like, you know, tiki statues in a sense. So it's kind of like they like to do stuff like that all the time. Even in the remakes, it'll have hints about the next games and everything to that effect. So a lot of people are expecting Unova remakes at some given point in time, especially with the fact that Blueberry Academy is near Unova, and we already had Gen 4 remakes, you know, so people are expecting that. Even still, some of the characters were rumored to be related to some of the Unova characters that we know from the past. The biggest, almost a conspiracy, but the biggest theory right now is that the Dragon type trainer, I don't remember his name, from Blueberry Academy, he is for me, in my head, I think he's the grandson of Drayden, personally. He doesn't look exactly like him, but he does have the yellowish eyes like Drayden. So, and he specializes in dragon type Pokemon. And he even dressed like he's a part of the Dragon Clan, which Drayden and Iris are both from. So, I'm assuming that he is a descendant of Drayden to some degree. I'm guessing grandfather at this point. So you guys let me know what you guys think, and those are my expectations for the Indigo Disc DLC, even to some degree after the DLC. So with that, which expectation do you guys think is going to happen? Which one do you think might not happen, and why? Be sure to comment down below. I definitely like talking and theorizing with other people. I really love doing it with Pokemon stuff because I love Pokemon. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and have a great day.